Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter and Shane. Shane, say what's up.
Hi.
Back at it again with another episode for the spoiler season. So let's just go ahead and just jump right into it real quick. First up, we got Creepy Puppeteer. Creepy Puppeteer is 3 and a red for a 4/3 creature human rogue. Has haste. It states whenever Creepy Puppeteer attacks, if you attack with exactly one other creature this combat, you may have that creature's base power and toughness become 4/3 until end of turn. Shane, what do you think?
I think it's a okay card for legacy. Or not legacy, what the
Legacy.
fuck did I
You mean
say?
limited?
Limited, the other L word, thank you. You can't go wide, which kinda sucks, so it's almost like a fucking what's that land called where you can only attack with one there's like a thing where you can only attack with one at a time. It basically limits your attacks, which kinda sucks. Because if you want to trigger, you're attacking with one exact other creature, not a bunch.
It's
So
true.
that kinda sucks. So
Yeah.
I don't think this will be like oh, this is my strat in standard. No, this is like I open up this card in limited, I draft it, I win. That's what I think.
I mean, it is cool to make your little 1/1 tokens into 4/3s,
Mm-hmm.
but like you said, you can only do it with just one creature.
Right. Which
And when you attack
sucks.
with this, someone's probably going to block it and kill it with
Right.
only 3 toughness. So you get a party trick one turn.
I mean, you can get multiple party tricks if you get like one ones every turn, I guess, but that's about it.
True. And what happens if you have 2 of these on the field? It just
I don't
doesn't
know.
trigger anymore?
What?
So what happens if you have 2 of these on the field?
Well, it says with I don't know. The wording says exactly one other.
Yeah, so
Oh,
like they don't have triggers if they attack with both? Like even if
because
you're running these in standard, if you can't run 4 of these, right?
if there were two on the field and you attack with them, it would just target the other card, right?
They're already 4/3, so it does nothing.
There's nothing, yeah.
Lame. All right, well, let's move on. Move on to a new mythic. This is Avabruck Caretaker. Avabruck Caretaker is 4 and 2 green for a 4/4 creature human werewolf. It's got hexproof. It states at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on another target you control or target creature you control. It has daybound. So if it is nightbound, it turns into Hollowhenge Huntmaster. Hollowhenge Huntmaster is a 6/6 werewolf with hexproof that states other permanents you control have hexproof. And also, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. The werewolf side is nuts.
I mean, yeah, the word was if it's daybound, if it's a nightbound and you play this card, you're nutting. I mean,
I think.
you're still nutting, I guess, if it's a night or daytime too. It's a good card. It's really expensive, but
I mean, I love how it has hexproof. It protects itself, and then you're just putting counters on
yeah,
other creatures to make them grow. I think it's dope.
I can see this in like a big green deck.
Another, yeah, true, big green or like werewolves. If you have this in a Tovolar deck, Tovolar triggers, flips it. That'd be cool.
I mean, honestly, I'm not even thinking you give a fuck about it being a werewolf. It's cool though.
Absolutely. I think. I think this card will probably see play in some jank decks.
I can see it.
Let's move on to another mythic. This is Jacob Hauken, Investigator. Jacob Hauken is 1 and a blue for a legendary creature human advisor that is a 0/2. It's got an ability that says you can tap it, draw a card, then exile a card in your hand face down. You may look at the card as long as it remains exiled. Then you may pay 4 and 2 blue. If you do, transform Jacob Hauken Investigator. When it's transformed, it turns into Hawken's Sight, which is a legendary enchantment. It states at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library face down. You may look at the card as long as it remains exiled. And once during each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a spell from the cards exiled by this permanent without paying the mana cost. It takes a long time to get to that cool part.
Yeah, I think talking with others, you and I talked to Hunter or David earlier, and like once you get to that cool part, like you're already cool because you can just cast whatever you want to cast anyways. I mean, the front side, we also talked. I remember saying the front side reminded me of the Baby Jace, kind of like very minusculely. The whole like draw a card, discard a card, but then you care about you're not actually discarding a card, but it's kind of reminiscent of it. And it's a 0/2. It's like that's cool. I just don't see
Yeah,
like what you would do with this.
I mean, essentially this card takes. I'm cutting that out. Essentially, this card takes 8 mana to flip it,
Yeah.
which is a lot.
So if you have the 8 mana, you're already casting the card you want to cast.
True.
Also, doesn't this kind of remind you of what's the dude from Stranger Things, Hawkinson? He's investigating, dude.
Talking about
He leaked into
Hopper?
the set. Fuck.
Close.
That's
We'll
the
go
guy.
with that. Next up, we have Olivia's Attendants. Olivia's Attendants is 4 and 2 red for a 6/6 creature vampire with menace. It also says when Olivia's Attendants deals damage, create that many blood tokens. And you can pay 2 and a red. Olivia's Attendants deals 1 damage to any target. This is a dope card.
The dope card, dude, but I just don't like the mana cost.
I mean, 6 mana, 6/6 menace is good on its own.
Yeah, but what are you playing this in?
Limited.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I gotta say, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a limited bomb. This is crazy. Is it gonna be built around? I don't think so. I mean, it's got the blood token thing they care about, you know. It's got that clause, I guess, but like 3
It's
mana.
cool that it does it 3 mana. Like if at the end,
Deal
if you have this
damage?
on the field, just ping their face till they die.
I mean, yeah. So like, what you're probably like a if you're not, let's say if you're not limited, you're Rakdos control or something. Like I don't know.
Making a lot of blood tokens.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's got to be some kind of Rakdos. Like you're not going mono red, right?
Maybe.
Are you though?
You never know.
I don't know. I don't think I like the card very much.
Yeah, I think it's. I'll just say it's okay. It's not my favorite.
At least in
Oh.
constructed.
We'll move on to another red card. This is Cemetery Gatekeeper. Cemetery Gatekeeper is 1 and a red for a 2/1 creature vampire with first strike that says when it enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard. Whenever a player plays a land or casts a spell, if it has the same type as the exiled card, Cemetery Gatekeeper deals 2 damage to that player.
All right, this card's nuts. This is like a mono red fucking burn deck immediately. Exile a creature. Exile a creature. Whenever you play a creature, you ping it for 2. Is that what that says?
Exactly. Whenever anybody plays a creature.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I mean, you can't go 2 mono red with creature heavy. Otherwise, you're going to be hurting yourself.
Oh, that player. Oh.
Whenever a player.
No, but it deals 2 damage to that player.
Correct.
That's what. Yeah, okay, that sucks. Never mind. I thought it was like us only a positive for you.
I mean, if you're playing a creature heavy red deck and you exile their, I don't know, instant, then it hurts them.
It still
I
seems
think
like
it's
a
still pretty cool.
Yeah.
2 mana, 2/1 with first strike is dope.
Yeah. Stats are appropriate and has a relevant ability. I would say it's a good card.
But we're in agreement. Let's move on to the new Edgar Markov. This is Edgar, Charmed Groom. Edgar Charmed Groom is 2, a white and a black for a 4/4 legendary creature vampire noble. It states other vampires you control get +1/+1. When Edgar Charmed Groom dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. When it's transformed, it turns into Edgar Markov's Coffin. It's a legendary artifact that says at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white and black vampire creature token with lifelink and put a bloodline counter on Edgar Markov's Coffin. Then, if there are 3 or more bloodline counters on it, remove those counters and transform it.
Wait, back to Edgar?
Back to Edgar.
What the fuck?
Yep.
That's really good.
Edgar is not dying.
Yeah. So you need artifact removal in this set.
Yep.
Because that card's nuts.
Yeah,
That
because he
reminds me
comes
of
back with 3 1/1s.
It reminds me of the Phoenix card, dude. It never dies. We just keep bringing it back over and over and over.
Unless they exile Edgar with
Yeah. Right. Okay. True. This
Yeah.
card. This card will see play.
I think so. Especially in Vampire Tribal. It also pumps other vampires. So like even when he comes back with those 3/1/1s, now they're 2/2s.
It's really cool. It's a really good card.
I like it. He's looking all old and shit.
I mean, he's one of he is the oldest.
Glad he's getting married though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's getting some yeah.
Go ahead and say it, dude.
We're chilling, dude. It's good. PG.
All right. And finally, we got the last cemetery. This is the Cemetery Illuminator. Cemetery Illuminator is 1 and 2 blue for a 2/3 creature spirit. It's got flying. It states whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card from your graveyard. From a graveyard. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. It also states once each turn, you may cast a spell from the top of your library if it shares a card type with a card exiled with Cemetery Illuminator.
More spirits, baby.
It's pretty cool.
More
3
spirits,
mana,
baby.
2/3.
2 mana, 2/3 flyer with relevant text. I like it a lot.
Yeah, looking at the top card of your library. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
really
good.
good.
That's relevant. When it enters and attacks, you exile a card from a graveyard. So you have 2 opportunities. So you can, let's say, it enters the battlefield and you exile a creature. You attack, you exile a sorcery, or whatever you want to do. Boom. I got 2 targets, right? So now if the top card of your library is a sorcery or a creature, you can play it. That's sick.
Yeah, I think it's a very good spirit. All these cemetery cards that we've seen in this set, all really good.
I remember last set, like they were teasing spirits, and I'm like, oh, we just need more spirits, and this deck will be relevant. And we're getting so many spirits, and I love it.
This is a super spirit heavy deck or
Which
set.
makes sense. Which makes sense because, like, the whole thing is like vampires killing people, fucking spirits.
Vampires killing people's spirits. I mean, we'll get to the next card down below of a guy that got killed that turned into a vampire. But until then, we're going to move on to Hullbreaker Horror. Hullbreaker Horror is 5 and 2 blue for a 7/8 creature with Kraken Horror. It's got flash. It says the spell can't be countered. And whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. You can either choose return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. This is a finisher.
I was like, this is interesting. This could literally be like the payoff for a big mono blue control.
Yeah.
Or like this could literally be the card. That's a really good card.
It really is. This can't be countered, and it's got flash.
It's extremely expensive, which sucks, but it makes sense. It's like the thing in the ice, but without the thing. It's just in the ice.
It's just in the ice.
Oh wait, sorry.
I like how you can flash.
Thing, not in the ice. Yeah.
You can flash this in, and then basically put a spell back into their hand, somewhat like that one card.
Well, I mean, you can't just flash it directly. You have to play another one. It won't count as itself.
Oh, you're right. Well, does it? Whenever you cast a spell.
So this has to resolve, and then you have to cast a spell. I think. I think.
I wonder if it triggered off itself. Someone in the comments down below, let us know if
I
this
feel
triggers
like
off itself.
I feel like it wouldn't, because this has to be in play for it to actually read that text.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Don't comment down below. I think this is a bomb though.
It's still a good card. I feel like it seems like something you have to kind of build around. Kind of control.
I mean, your 7 mana is not a lot. You look at people who run Epiphany right now. That's 6 and 7 mana.
True, but Alron is way better than this card.
That's true, but I don't know. This will shake up the meta.
Dude, if there was still like ultimatum, if that was a thing, this could be a great ultimatum target.
I'm just glad ultimatum's gone, dude. Gone out of standard.
Ultimatum, yeah, not in standard anymore, but it could be somewhere else.
Historic?
If it's legal, dude, fuck it.
It is.
And this is an amazing ultimatum target.
It would be pretty crazy. All right, let's move on to Howling Moon. Howling Moon is 2 and a green for an enchantment that says at the beginning of combat, On your turn, target wolf or werewolf you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It also says whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. This is very good for those double spell mono white decks that we've been seeing.
Well, I mean, it's also just good because your opponent is wanting to play 2 spells to turn it back today, but if they turn it back today, you get a 2/2.
That's true.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that one.
Yeah. Seems
That's
good.
pretty dope.
Seems
Yeah,
really good for 3 mana. Holy
good,
shit, yeah.
good synergy. Werewolf tribal is going to be a real thing. I love it a lot. All right,
I
let's
got a
move on to the
different
one card I was most excited for when I saw Odric was turning into a vampire. This is Odric Blood Cursed. Odric Blood Cursed is 1, a red and a white, for a 3/3 legendary creature vampire soldier. It says, when Odric Blood Cursed enter the battlefield, create X blood tokens, where X is the number of abilities from among flying, first strike, double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance found among creatures you control. Count each ability only once.
That's a card.
That is a terrible card.
I don't
I'm so
understand.
sad. I'm so sad.
I just don't get the relevance of it.
Like I get it, they're trying to push blood tokens, but this literally if you play this just I hate this card.
All right, let's play a game called you have a flying creature, you have a first strike creature, and you have a death touch. You play Odric, you
You get
get
3
3
blood.
blood. You have 3 opportunities to pay 1, discard a card, and draw a card.
Isn't that cool?
But there's also other ways to spend blood, so I get that. You can use that like bat thing, give it like make all your blood tokens flying 2/2s. That's cool. Like I don't know. I'm
It
not
doesn't
sold
even
on blood
trigger on
tokens.
itself.
I'm
So
not sold on blood
you
tokens. Well,
can
I mean,
literally
of
just
course it's not.
it could just be a basic 3 mana 3/3 if you have nothing.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't trigger on itself because it doesn't have any fucking keywords.
That's what I'm saying. It should
Yeah.
have at least one keyword. The original Odric, that was the whole point.
Well, I don't think the original Arbiter got any keywords. I think it was other creatures get these keywords.
Odric Master Tactician had first strike.
Is that the original Odric?
That is the original Odric.
I'm sure the original Odric had nothing.
Magic 2013.
All right. Well, then the next one didn't have anything. I think, right?
Yeah, Odric Lunarch
Had
Marshall.
nothing. All right. Well, give him. You're right. This is just boring. This is a boring card. I don't like it.
It's terrible.
David loves it, so that's fine.
He loves it because it is so bad. He loves it really because everything else is pushed. And now that something is actually on par with what it should be, people hate it. And I get that because we've seen so much powerful cards in this set. But this is still a bad card.
I think it's only bad too. Not only, but I think we think it's bad because blood tokens are bad.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the blood tokens. And this was the one card I was most excited to see because I love Odric. And seeing that he got bit by a vampire, I was like, oh shit, he's coming to a vampire. And they botched it.
Well, they did their best, dude.
And I knew he was going to be Boros. But whatever. Let's move on. Last card of the day. This is Welcoming Vampire. Welcoming Vampire is 2 and a white for a 2/3 creature vampire. It's got flying. It says whenever one or more other creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn.
I'm not a big fan of this whole last sentence of the card that they're fucking tacking on to every card nowadays.
Triggers only once?
You want to
Pretty
have fun?
dumb.
No, you don't need to have any fun.
You want to limit your fun? That's what we do here at Wizards of the Coast.
I mean, their R&D must have been on fire. Like, guys, stop printing broken cards.
I mean, they're still
Because
printing broken cards.
they are,
Look at the
but they're
fucking
making
4
fun of
mana
it. Like,
5/6 flying trampler.
you're gonna bring that monstrosity up again, dude.
Also, this is a white vampire. Interesting, right?
Yeah, does that mean she's like ascending into heaven?
I think she's coming
heavenly,
down.
dude.
She's coming down with her
I think she's
bats.
raising up. I don't.
She's welcoming.
We're talking about like the power of the card. I feel like the power of the card is just on par. I feel like this is a limited card. I feel like it's a good limited card.
3 mana 2/3 flyer is pretty good though.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. It's good.
With card draw.
Definitely with card draw, but think of it in limited. You're gonna play a fuck ton of cards that are 2 or less. Draw, 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 draw.
That's true. I think this fits into a nice mono white deck though. You got a bunch of low costing creatures.
Yeah, but it doesn't really do what you want it to do in mono white. I think the mono white deck that's destroying right now is gaining life.
And not just gaining life. I mean, the one that's really popular is the double spell. And the exile one.
Yeah, so I don't get that card. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
But yeah, I think this card is
Good.
it's good.
Definitely
I like
good.
it. So that wraps up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on Instagram if you want to view all of the spoilers, not just the rares and mythics. We have every single one posted up on our Instagram. That includes the uncommons and the commons. Also follow us on Twitter. Both links are in the description down below. Makes it easy for you. Until next time, this is Guys the Magic. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Later.